What's up, everyone? It's Bones here. As we continue to churn through Duelist Nexus, today we find ourselves on the brink of extinction. Thankfully, we still have our one copy of Myst, which means we'll live to see another day. But before I start, if you're a fan of in-depth combo videos, new set coverage, and other occasional fun stuff we like to do on the channel, then summon out Ultimate Conductor Tyranno and flip those thumbs up and subscribe buttons. To begin, I'd like to start by showing a 3-card combo to reveal some of the spice in order to fuel some ideas, but we're going to add ourselves the baby, then we can activate the ground Xeno, which will allow us to get the Meteoros, popping the baby along with triggering the Xeno Meteoros from hand, as this will give us 2 bodies on board and somebody called Child Protective Services because we're about to start popping a lot of babies with the Dino cards, and we're going to normal summon the baby, use the effect of the OV in order to pop the baby, getting ourselves the baby back from the graveyard, use the effect of the baby to get ourselves into Archosaur. Archosaur will then pop the baby on field so that we can add ourselves the double evolution pill, and then we can use the baby in the graveyard to special summon out Petite. Now we can go into our Link Karibo, as we'll then go into the Secure Garden, go into all our non-Dino, Worm, Sea Serpent, and Dragon stuff now because we will end up using the Xeno, and we're then going to go into our Ancient Fairy Dragon, revive the Revolution Synchron so that we can go into our Amritara, use the Amritara's effect which will add us the reframing, and now we can use the effect of the Xeno in order to pop the Petite, and this will give us access into a level 6 through the Frostosaurus, and then we can use the effect of the Petite which will bring out a level 4 through Giant Rex. Now we can go into our Glaciaurus, and this is just a level 12 generic dinosaur that we can go into that only takes 1 tuner plus 1 non-tuner, the only reason we play it, so that we can then go into our Crimson Dragon, use the effect of the double evolution pill which will give us the Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, then we can get back the Giant Rex from the banished pile, and now we can set the reframing, then move on to our opponent's turn. Now we have the Crimson Dragon able to use its effect in order to go into the Hot Red King Calamity, is also protected by the reframing, so that your opponent can really only take this down with something like Super Poly. Now for the second combo, and I just want to show what happens with Ground Xeno along with Fossil Dig, and I do want to point out that there will be a lot of variances where I use some of the same cards in these videos, and it's because for the most part, it's just standard dinos. I want to show the Rex stuff through the standard dino stuff. So we're going to pop the baby, use the effect of the baby along with the Xeno in order to get our 2 bodies on board as we special summon out the OV, use the OV in order to get ourselves a search, which will then be able to get ourselves another baby, normal summon the baby, use the effect of OV, popping the baby, reviving the baby from graveyard, use the effect of baby to bring out the Arco, then we can use the Arco, popping the baby so that we can get ourselves the double evolution pill, use the effect of baby, getting ourselves the Petite, same order, but just different line. We're then going to go into our Secure Garden so that we can use the Xeno Meteoros now that we've gotten all our non-Dino, Sea Serpent, Worm, and Dragon special summoning out of the way, then use the effect of the Petite in order to special summon out our first new card, the King Rex, the Twin-Headed Dragon, and this one reads, if you control no monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only special summon King Rex, the Twin-Headed Dragon this way once per turn. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can target 1 monster on the field with attack lower than the total attack of all dinosaur monsters you control, destroy it. You can only use this effect of King Rex, the Twin-Headed Dragon once per turn. And this is a pretty nice card because it's level along with the ability to pop something upon its summon, so it makes it a solid going second card along with the ability to pop your own babies and extend your own plays. So we'll then be able to go into a Chengying now, as we'll then go into our second new card, and I'm only going into this because I want to go over the new cards. This is a Rex Raptor video overall along with showing some of the Duelist Nexus stuff, so you can go into any of the other rank 6s you want, or even you can special summon out a 4 and just do different plays besides even going into the Chengying if you don't want to do that. So this one takes 2 level 6 monsters. It's called the Volzar Raz, and the opponent cannot target this card with material with monster effects. When your opponent activates a card or effect, quick effect, you can detach 2 materials from this card, then target 1 face-up card your opponent controls, negate its effects until the end of this turn. If all materials attached to this card are reptile and or dinosaur monsters, you can activate this effect by detaching 1 material instead of 2. So an interesting new piece of support here for dinos that gives you the ability to have a negate along with some protection, as we'll now use the effect of our double evo pill so that we can bring out our Tyranno, then we can end our turn on that. Now this will be another Rex Raptor oriented turn, so if you see that we don't go the most optimal dino way, you know why, as we're going to activate our diagram, bring out our Lithosigem from the deck, as now we can use the effect of the baby in order to get us into our OV. We'll then use the effect of the OV in order to grab ourselves a search for the baby, as we'll then normal summon the baby, use the effect of OV to pop the baby, revive the baby so that we can use the baby in the graveyard, get ourselves the Petite from deck, as now we can use the Lithosigem. We'll be able to special summon it popping to earth, so you can get a banish from your opponent's extra deck as well, or 3 banishes rather, as long as they're different names, as we'll then get ourselves the effects of the Petite and the baby. We can get ourselves our next new card along with a Mist, and King Rex the Dragon King is a level 9 dinosaur, which is interesting just for its level. Outside of that, I don't really see any reason to play this card, just because it does absolutely nothing for you in the hand. That said, there may be formats where the 3200 beat stick matters and stuff like that. It's also 1200 defense, which matters for another card that we have that I'll talk over a little bit later, but to read this one, when this attacking card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can make this card gain a second attack during the battle phase once per turn, except during the turn this card was summoned. You can target up to 2 monsters your opponent controls, destroy them. Now, because it's level 9, this gives us interesting rank 9 options. It also allows you to go into Baron. As you see, we're going to go into our next new card, the Greno, the Magic Headcannon, and this takes 2 level 4 monsters. It reads, when your dinosaur monster destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you can detach 1 material from this card, inflict 1000 damage to your opponent, then this card gains 1000 attack. If this Exceed Summon card is destroyed, you can target 1 card on the field, destroy it, and if you do, inflict 1000 damage to your opponent. You can only use this effect of Grenosaurus, the Magic Headcannon, once per turn. Quite frankly, a lot of the times here you're going to be going for Lagia or Dolka, maybe number 41 or Dweller depending on the format, but because this is a Rex Raptor video, as I said, I will be showing off Grenosaurus in this combo, so then be able to go into our Phantom Fortress to give us an extra banish, as this is what we can get off of the 2 cards just using the Rex stuff. Now for this next combo, I want to show what you can do with OV and Revolution Synchron, since this is something that you may have been wondering since the first combo, and I'm going to start by using the effect of the OV to get us the Misk. Then we can go into our Ancient Fairy Dragon, but not before using the Misk, as we're going to then use the effect of the Revolution Synchron to glow up bulb itself back. Then we can bring out our Amritara, and the Amritara will allow us to get the search for a card that mentions Visa Starfrost, as long as it's a spell or trap, and we're going to get ourselves the Manadium Reframing, as we're then going to use the Misk, banishing 2 so that we can bring ourselves out the Petite. And the cool synergy with this card, along with Dinos, is the fact that you can destroy your own cards. So now we can pop the Petite, and this gives us access into an extra disruption, meaning that the OV plus Revolution Synchron will now turn into an Omni Negation, plus the Pankratops. Now for this next combo, I want to show off Fossil Dig, Ground Xeno, and Revolution Synchron, since again, these are some of the crazier cards in the deck, and we're going to start by using the Fossil Dig, activating our Ground Xeno, which will allow us to get the Meteoros. Then we can pop the baby, use the effect of the baby and the Xeno so that we can get our 2 bodies on board, as we'll get ourselves the Misk, or we'll get ourselves the OV, then use the effect of the OV in order to have ourselves a search for the baby, normal summon the baby, as we can then use the OV in order to pop the baby, revive the baby, use the effect of baby in the graveyard, as we'll get ourselves the Archosaur, use the effect of Arco, which will pop the baby. We'll then be able to get ourselves the Pill, as we'll be able to special summon out the Petite. Now we can start going into our non-Dino, Worm, Sea Serpent, and Dragon stuff, so that we can then use the Xeno later, but we're going to go into our Amritara same way that we did before, and you can go into a Crystal Wing and stuff like that if you would like to, but I do like the ability to play around Dark Ruler no more like this, even if you do play a little heavier into Nib. So we'll get ourselves the Frost Soar, then we'll use the effect of the Petite in order to get ourselves the Misk. We'll then go into our Cheng Ying, as we can then use the effect of the Misk in order to get ourselves another level 6, as this will allow us to go into a rank 6. We're going to special summon ourselves out the baby. We can then use the effect of the Visas in order to go into our Anchortops, and do keep in mind that this is another combo where you could have gotten back the Misk, gone into your Crimson Dragon if you would have liked to, and then gone into Dispatter off of the Cheng Ying, but the only reason I didn't do that that is because it's too much extra deck space and it's not worth playing in my opinion. That said, I did want to talk over it as an option, but we're going to then summon out our Pankratops as an extra disruption, use the effect of our pill, which will give us access into a Tyranno, as we can then set the reframing and end our turn on that. For this next combo, and for the next few combos, I'll be using the same combination of cards, and again, I don't do this often. I only want to show this because of how much variety there really is in this deck. So we're going to start this one by activating our Misk. We can then special summon out our King Rex, use the effect of Misk, which will give us access into our Archosaur, use the effect of Archosaur, which will then pop the baby. We can then add ourselves the double evolution pill, use the effect of the baby in order to grab the Ovi, as we'll use the effect of the Ovi in order to get ourselves a search for the baby. Then we can normal summon out the baby, use the effect of the Ovi popping the baby, bring back the baby, use the effect of the baby to bring out Giant Rex. We'll then be able to go into our Mask, we'll then go into Linkuriboh, go into a Secure Gardener, we can then activate the double Evo pill, we'll then be able to bring out Tyranno, as we'll use the effect of the Giant Rex so that we have rank 4 access, as we're going to go into our Dinosaur. Again, this can be Lagia or Dolka. I'm just showing this for the X-Raptor oriented video, but this is what you can get off of these 3 cards, and this is just the first variation of it. Now, for the second variation, we'll start by using the Misk again, and the order of some of this stuff is similar, but the ways that you go about it is extremely different, as we're going to special summon out the Archosaur now. Use the effect of the Archosaur to pop the baby. We'll then get ourselves the pill, as we can then use the baby in order to special summon out the Ovi. Ovi can then net us a search, which will be able to get us another copy of Petite, as we'll then normal summon the Petite. Then use the effect of Ovi, as we can pop the Petite so that we can then use the Petite, bringing back the baby. Petite will then special summon out the Xeno, as we'll then be able to go into our Linkuriboh, go into our Secure Gardener, use the effect of Xeno, as we'll then pop the baby to bring out our Frost, and then we'll use the effect of the baby to bring out the Giant Rex, as we'll then be able to go into our Transcendrake rank 6, and this is just your Misk Reborn or any other banished Dino Reborn, as we're then going to go into Chengying, use the effect in order to bring back Misk. Now we can go into a rank 4, again, Lagia, Dolka. For this video, I'm just going to be using Grenosaurus. And then finally, we can activate the double Evo pill, which will give us access into the Tyranno, and we can also use the Giant Rex to have the pop for the Tyranno. The final combo before I get onto the test hand, and we're going to start this one by using the Misk again, and then we can special summon out the King Rex, as we'll then use the Misk in order to banish it to get ourselves the Archosaur. Then we can use the Archosaur's effect in order to pop the baby, get ourselves the pill, the baby will trigger, which will get us the Ovi again, and then we can use the Ovi in order to let us a search for the Petite, as we'll then be able to normal summon the Petite, and then we're going to use the Ovi popping the Petite so that we can bring back the baby, use the Petite in order to get us a special summon of the Xeno, and then we'll be able to go into Linkuriboh, go into Secure Gardener, use the effect of the Xeno in order to pop the baby, bringing out Frost. We can use the effect of the baby in order to bring out the Giant Rex, as we'll then go into Chengying. We can then go into our Volzar Raz or any other rank 6 that you want to go into. Then we'll activate the double Evo pill in order to get us Tyranno, as then we can use the Giant Rex. And with the Giant Rex, this gives us access into a rank 4 option. Again, most of the times you'll be making Lagia or Dolka, but for the video, we'll be using Grenosaurus. To the test hand, and you'll see that we did open fairly well, and we're able to use the Rex cards. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to use the spell card. We're then going to special summon out the King Rex, activate the Fossil Dig, which will give us the Ovi access. We'll then normal summon the Ovi, use its effect in order to net us a search, as we'll get ourselves the Misk. Then we can activate the Misk, protect our dinos, as we'll then go into our Ancient Fairy Dragon, use the effect of Misk in order to get ourselves a special summon for a baby. We'll then use the effect of the Ancient Fairy Dragon, and this is just one of those cool interactions I wanted to show, where you're able to special summon out the Arco to pop your baby this way if you get stuck with the Arco in hand. So we'll then be able to use the effect in order to get our double Evo pill popping the baby, use the baby in order to get our Giant Rex. Then we can go into our IP Masquerena, go into a Linkuriboh, use the effect of the Revolution Synchron to bring it back so that we can go into Amritara, use the effect of the Amritara to add ourselves the Manadium Reframing. Then we can use the effect of our double Evo pill so that we can go into our Conductor Tyranno, and then we can bring back our Rex, as we'll then be able to set the reframing along with the Book of Eclipse if you would like to. May want the discard for the Nightmare Unicorn if you go into that. I just want to show that this is an option as well. The combos out of the way, we can get onto the deck profile, and the deck profile, there is a bit to be improved here. As you see, we are only on the one Lithosygem and the one Diagram because of Ancient Fairy Dragon being able to cycle through field spells, even though we are only on one Terraforming Diagram and one Lost World. If you go over 40, this is something that you can easily change. You can also play the third Revolution Synchron as well. This empty card I'll have a picture of up above. It's called Zootomosaurus or whatever it is, and it reads, while you control another dinosaur monster, your opponent cannot target this card for attacks. You can target one other card you control, destroy it. You can only use this effect of Zudo once per turn. And this is just another baby or petite popper, and it takes up your normal summon, which I don't see it taking priority over Oviraptor, which does the same thing but better. Aside of that, I would also like to read through another new card that I didn't get to show in the combos, and this one is called Jurassic Power. It reads, dinosaur monsters you control gain 300 attack. You can normal summon level 5 or higher dinosaur monsters without tributing, so that's kind of meant for like your level 9s or any other high level dino that you may play. You can also send one dinosaur monster from your hand or face up field to the graveyard as a cost, and one dinosaur monster with 1200 defense from your deck to your hand. You can only use this effect of Jurassic Power once per turn. And the 1200 defense is interesting because this happens to search a good amount of your going second cards, where there's stuff like the Dogeron, there's stuff like the King Rex, which is a free special summon basically if you're going second and your opponent has a body on board while you have nothing. There's even stuff like the Giant Rex that you can search, which you can end up banishing off of Pill, which you see that the ratios here are pretty odd, and it's because I tried to keep it at 40, but if you want to go over 40, by all means, so that you can play that second double Evo Pill, you can play another copy of the True King, you can play the other copy of Revolution Synchron, maybe even lower your chances on bricks. You can even potentially play more copies of this along with the Rex. That's totally dependent on you. As for the extra deck, I would like to go over some of the options I made, and the Crimson Dragon I do feel comes up enough to where it's worth playing, even though when you do use it, you're only using it off of Amritara, and you're going to use it when you Synchro Summon using the Xeno along with the Frost or a King Rex. That being said, it does give you the extra Crystal Wing, which is pretty nice, and I know it feels contradictory not using it for the Disc Patter, but it's just the Disc Patter doesn't come up as often as the Crystal Wing. I would also like to talk about the Transcend Drake, rank 6 over the Volzar Lars or Roz, and it's just because being able to get back your Misk is a lot stronger in my opinion. We do still play the Solda, and it's just because it's an extra pair of negations. You'll see that the Transcend Drake Fusion is also another option that you can play because we do technically play the stuff for that, but it's just extra deck space, and playing the Crimson Dragon is the reason why I don't play it. Outside of that, I don't have much else to say, as this is a really standard Dino list, outside of the addition of some Raptor cards and the Revolution Synchron, which I tried to do my best in showing how these cards work through those replays. That said, I will also leave a link to Alpha Trading Card Games channel, where I happen to do a replay video for him using just the Rex Raptor stuff along with what was TCG at the time, if you want to see some replays featuring that stuff. But that said, I'll get onto the card by card, and we have the 2 Tyrannos, the 2 Revolution Sync, the 3 Ovi, the 1 Frost, the 1 Jurak, the 1 Petite, the 2 Baby, the 2 Xeno, the 1 Giant Rex, the 1 Archosaur, double Evo Pill, Lithosygem, Medium Reframing, Lost World, Diagram, Terraforming, 3 Ground Xeno, 3 Fossil Dig, Misk, 1 Pankratops, 1 Dogeron, King Rex, 1 Jurassic Power, 3 Book of Eclipse, 1 Thrust, 2 Talents, Link Karibo, Gardna, Unicorn, and IP. You want the Unicorn and the Appa for the IP. You have your 2 rank 4s and your 2 rank 6s with the Dolka and the Lagia, Solda, and the Transcend Drake one. We have the Ancient Fairy Dragon, Amritara, Crystal Wing, Chengying, Baron, and Crimson Dragon to round out the deck profile. For everyone who's made it this far, I'd like to thank you for watching and for the 500 plus subs. I truly appreciate your support. We've monetized the channel, giving us access to supers and memberships, which means more awesome stuff is on the horizon. To get the channel membership, just click on the description below, and there will be a link that takes you there. You'll also notice a free Discord link that I've made for us too. If you want to support me as a content creator, even if you can't donate supers or get a membership for the channel, clicking on those thumbs up and subscribe buttons help a lot too. For those wondering, I do plan on making updates to the channel as the support on the channel grows. Anyways, I hope to see you on the next one. It's Bones, signing out.